and we're here. We're excited, and we're gonna jump into it today. Just starting off, I'm actually gonna start off with some bragging. All right, because I've been crushing it this week, so I'm gonna start off with some bragging. I hope that's okay, Max. Oh yeah, and
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I'm joined by Coach Max, of course. Because why else? Who else would join me on the fitness update except for Coach Max? Well, maybe Chris or someone would, but maybe Owen, Logan, maybe one of those guys. But anyways, I'm gonna start with some bragging because I'm crushing those other dudes. Low key, they're crushing it too, but I am crushing them. I think the only thing they got on me right now is that they're hitting their nutrition more consistently than I am. But I think I'm on a 2-day streak right now, hitting it pretty good. Last couple days, 6 pounds this week, no big deal. But the biggest thing is 30 personal bests in the last 4 days of workouts, which has
Oh,
been
yeah.
insane. It's a PR only mindset. I've eaten so many vegetables this week. I'm sick. I was finishing off my vegetables yesterday because I posted that chicken dish I got at the Mexican restaurant,
Yeah, yeah.
which was surprisingly like decent in carb. It wasn't that bad. And well, decent overall, like macros overall. It was really good. But I'm eating the last few bell peppers and I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I'm out of chicken. I'm out of rice. Like I can't eat this anymore. And I was just so tired. Like, ugh. I'm glad tomorrow's a less vegetable day. And I
You
definitely did
just
take advantage of that. And
you got to
I
stir it up.
I tried, and there wasn't enough. There wasn't enough. And I definitely took advantage of that today by not getting any vegetables with my Panda Express for lunch. But I doubled up on the protein. It was delicious. Light sauce, lots of chili sauce. I love the chili sauce there. It's so good. But yeah, no, it's been a progress in the pictures we're
Yes,
seeing.
absolutely.
You said there was some more muscle. I'm like, I see a little bit. I
Yeah,
actually need to remeasure. I got one of those measuring tapes,
yeah.
and I've used it once. I haven't used it since because I'm pretty sure I did it wrong.
Uh-huh.
But I'm actually going to try again. So to see if there's any growth since the last time. But other than that, Max, it's great to have you on. It's great to be talking to you. Lots of good stuff. We're what, 6, 7 weeks in now?
I will tell you exactly how many weeks you're in here in just a second. So you are right now, let's see, you just started weeks 1 and 2 of the 12-week phase. So you are going into week 6. You're finishing up week 6. Next week you'll start week 7. So that's where
Right.
you're at.
I like it. I like it a lot. It's been good. This has been a good week. It's been a good progress week.
Mhm.
Just kind of getting past the mental holdbacks. I didn't plan to go into a week doing PRs only or trying to
Yeah.
hit PRs only, but that's just kind of what it came out to be because I realized that in my head I'm selling myself short. I'm holding myself
Yes.
back. Only me is holding me back. No one else is holding me back. You're not holding me back. Chris and the gang are holding me back. My wife's not holding me back. My kids aren't holding me back. I'm holding myself back. And I wasn't feeling the progress because there wasn't any progress because I wasn't pushing myself. I can hit these PRs. Like the body was willing. This is like the opposite of like the whole biblical term is, the flesh is weak, but the mind is willing. It was the
Hmm.
opposite of that, which was so crazy to think about. Like the body was more than willing. Body was fine. Body can do it, but the mind was unwilling. So that was an interesting hurdle to get past
Yeah,
overall.
man. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And so one thing that I think help you make that shift this week is if you remember last week, we did a Mindset Matters challenge amongst all of us. I even participated. And the prompt was I wanted you guys to take one thing every day that's a negative thought and flip it, right? And then I wanted you to post it in the Facebook group. And you had to put the hashtag Mindset Matters, and you had to tag me, and then the whole crew, we all commented on it and lifted each other up and cheered each other on. Little things like, man, I'm so tired because I've been working so hard lately. Versus flipping that into, I'm tired, but it's okay because I've been pouring into the world and giving more of myself in order to enable others to be better, or be more productive, right? And so it's just little things like that is how we started that week off. Did you have any, were there any big takeaways for you from that week that helped you this week?
So yeah, last week I think it was just having that there to honestly to like try to vent through and then to try to flip and just remain positive and keep going. Because
Yeah,
the last couple weeks for me at work, as you know, have just been an absolute slog of just we've had a lot of turnover, so there's been a lot of gaps in service to try to fill, and someone's got to fill those gaps, and that's
yeah,
me. So trying to fill those gaps in services and whatnot, and just pouring, and going, and just feeling like it's, not overwhelming, but really just difficult to be one person trying to do all these things, and just feeling like I need to clone myself and have a body double just to go and do half the stuff I need to do so I can do the stuff that I want to do and feel like I would be more, desire to do more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough, man. Like, we talk about the pressures of life, right? Especially as a man, as a father, right? So you got work, you got spouse, you've got children, and you've got stuff around the house that you're supposed to take care of, right? Whether that's helping out with chores or actually doing repairs or calling in repairs on stuff that's broken in the house. And quite often, the last thing that we think about fixing or working on is ourselves. And when you have all these pressures piling up, it's stacking on top of us. If you don't take time every single day to work on yourself in one aspect or another, eventually, if you're not doing the maintenance, it's going to break, right? And so that was the whole idea behind last week. And that's what has turned us into this new challenge that we're going through right now. So the new challenge is called Consistency is Key. And as you said, you've been crushing it this week, kind of catching up with the two leaders, right? You're third right now with 109.
Hey, I still need my points to drop for all my personal best. My personal best
That's
points
right.
haven't dropped in there yet. Once those
That's
drop,
right.
I'm gonna be far, far ahead of these guys.
Yeah. So they will, because it renews every night at midnight. So this points will drop tonight. Chris is leading with 149, you're third with 109. But the whole idea here is just to stack, small tasks throughout the day that leads to big wins and being consistent across time. So, it's like, did you do your daily habit, which for you, because you don't like vegetables, it's eat vegetables with every meal. And I just put it on every other day, not to overwhelm you, but enough to get you in the groove of it and getting used to it. And then it's daily habit, it's your nutrition. Did you hit your nutrition goals? It's did you hit your workout? And did you do any personal best during your workout, right? And so stacking those up and being consistent in those is what's going to lead to true progress over time. And so anybody that reaches the top, which the top is 900 points, anybody who reaches the top at the end of these 2 weeks will get a prize. I'll send them a prize, right? And I'm not going to spoil it now, but it's pretty cool. So, but yeah, anybody who reaches the top will get a prize, and anybody who doesn't, they'll just get a hey, good job, thanks for participating. Maybe next time you'll be more consistent. Right? The whole idea behind it is just to show that it truly is the consistency that's going to get you to success. Jade, I'd be interested to hear, what do you think so far, man? Because we're wrapping up the first full week of this challenge. So I'm interested to see what you think so far.
Yeah, so I think it's been really cool. I think part of that for me has been trying to get all the points I can, right? Because, there's less cardio workouts now. There's a lot more lifting workouts in my plan. So there's not as much cardio to earn points. Completing workouts is good, daily habits is good. But the push here is for personal best and the nutrition. That's where you get the big ticket
Yes.
points, right? So the personal best, 10 of those, 10 points or 10 points for personal best set. So I guess that's 10 points for hitting PRs for the day. At least one, I assume. I wish it was per PR, because I would be crushing everybody. That would be cheating though. But no, it's good because you see where the big points are, so that's where your motivation is to push
Yes.
and to get going, right? So right now, I didn't hit on Monday. I was off on Monday, but I hit on Tuesday, hit on Wednesday, and I'm on track to hit today. I just got to eat one more meal. I'm 544 calories, 82 grams of protein away, 46 grams of carbs away, and I only got 5 grams of fat remaining. So low fat dinner today. I'll hit. I'm probably gonna make some mashed potatoes and some lean ground beef here for dinner. Call that the meal because that's what I have in the fridge right now to eat. So that's what we're gonna eat. So other than that, I think it's been really good to
Mm-hmm.
get all those things put into one place and to challenge myself and to look and be like, okay, what can I do different? Where do I need to push? And definitely I need to push myself. And I need to push myself in definitely the nutrition part, because that's where I'm going to earn the most points. So obviously that's where I got to focus, if nothing
Absolutely.
else.
So yeah, absolutely, man. So I'm glad that you pointed that out, brother. There's a reason that nutrition is weighed as one of the heaviest categories, right? And it's because people don't tend to realize like you can miss a workout, here and there. You can miss on your step count here and there, but 2 bad days of eating can derail 7 days of success, right? And so like just being able to track your nutrition and stay on target with that and stay consistent with not necessarily what you're eating, but your macros at least and hitting your targets will go we'll go further than just hitting PRs every day. We'll go much further than just working out every single day, right? It's easy to out eat a good training plan, but it's hard to out train a bad diet. And that's something that as busy men and busy fathers that we tend to overlook, right? Like how many times has it been like, oh, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I haven't ate anything. Damn, man, I'm starving. I'm just gonna hit the Burger King drive-through. Whatever I get is whatever I get, and I'm gonna eat it all because by this point I'm so hungry, right? And so if you're not paying attention to what you're eating, you're not paying attention to your nutrition, it's a quick way to just put on some fat right on your body, man. And that's why I think it's so sad is that a lot of men don't understand like between life's demands and the stressors and then a bad diet is you're being set up for failure right from the get-go. If you're not taking care of yourself mentally and doing the maintenance there, and if you're not eating and fueling your body properly, right? So I'm glad that you noticed that nutrition is a big key. And like I don't think it's any coincidence that you cleaned up your nutrition this week and you saw when you paired that with some good workouts, you got 6 pounds out of it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I was honestly shocked when I looked down at the scale, because I was honestly stressing about it all weekend when that weigh-in was coming the previous weekend. Because I knew I'd been off target. I had been trying. I honestly hadn't been eating a lot,
Yeah.
or I wasn't eating a lot, or if I was, I was low on calories. I was low on protein. I was decent on carbs. I was about halfway to three-quarters on carbs, but I kept going over on fat. And so then I had to, readjust. And the homework was not homework, but the suggestion was, no fried, no fried, no nothing. And a lot of this, she's not home right now, so I can throw in her the bus. Is my wife likes to go. My wife loves to eat out. She loves to eat out, uh, and so it's so hard to like find good options, right? Because not everywhere has grilled chicken. Not everywhere has like a decent option that you can get. Even restaurants, it feels like every single restaurant except for like a few, I just want like a Coke or a Pepsi Zero. That's really
Yeah.
not too much to ask, right? So
Right.
I can down 50 of those things in one sitting. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Um, like it's fine. Um, and but it's like, oh, we have Diet Pepsi, we have Diet Coke. I'm like, okay, then I guess just give me water then. I'll be sad and just have water.
Well,
Um,
diet does work too. It just doesn't taste as good. But diet will
yeah,
work.
Zero tastes way better.
Yes.
And I prefer the Zero because even Diet is just weird, but the Zero's just better overall. And so, yeah, it's frustrating because it's like I just want that. But no, locking in the nutrition is great because I put on what was I wearing? I was wearing a polo the other morning while I was recording a different podcast. Tonight I'm still in my gym wear that I wore to the gym earlier,
Oh yeah.
and I had that shirt on. I'm like, this feels big. And my wife like looks at me before she leaves. She's like, wow, that shirt looks really big on you. She's like, it looks really loose. And I'm like, oh,
Oh,
that's nice. But I'm putting on shorts and things like that. That's where I do need to remeasure to kind of see exactly where I'm at compared to that last measurement that I took about 3 weeks ago. It was like right after my honeymoon that I took that measurement. So,
hell yeah,
or
man.
not honeymoon, my 1 year anniversary trip.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah, dude. I'm excited to see what the difference is for you, man. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be good progress, brother. Especially if you're talking about your shirts looser, wearing shorts. Like that's all. That's all indications that things are going the right way.
Yeah, the
And
shorts feel good. Everything feels
so
good.
something else that people tend to forget, man. It's like weight will go up and down. That's part of it, right? It's going to fluctuate. Sometimes you can be perfectly on with your nutrition, you can be perfectly on with your workouts, and the weight won't budge. Sometimes you can be perfectly on, but you eat a little bit more salt, and your weight will go up, or you drink a little bit more water, and your weight will go up. What truly matters is that trend over time, right? So the trend over
Mm.
time is the first thing, and the second thing is like, how do you feel? So how do you feel whenever you see like you're 6 pounds down? How do you feel whenever your shirt is looser? How are you feeling this week?
Dude, I was flexing in the fucking mirror after I
Yeah.
I got so excited. I looked down. I saw 235.8, and I literally looked at myself and just flexed on myself.
Hell yeah.
I was so excited. I was like, "What the?" I was super excited. I was like, 6. That's a crazy number, and that's definitely just like pushed me. I'm like, I can wear whatever I want. I look good. Like these
Yeah.
shirts, they fit. Like yeah, some of them are tighter than others, but they feel good. They feel fine. Like I know my perception of myself is gonna be different than what everybody else is seeing. Right?
Yes.
I'm gonna be more critical. I'm gonna say, "Oh, my belly looks big," or anything like that. I'm gonna be more critical. But it's like I know the outside perception is like, "Oh, that outfit looks decent. Doesn't look bad," kind of thing. And yeah, no, it feels really good. And you're talking about those fluctuations too, right? Like one thing that I have to be really big on, and I have to be really consistent with for myself, is I have to be really consistent on taking my creatine and aminos every day. Like I have to do that, or my muscles are gonna go to absolute crap if I'm not staying on top of that. Just because I need that to fuel my muscles and keep the high water locked in, and to keep that going into my bloodstream and my muscles. Like that's an absolute have to for me. That's not how everybody is. I'm not doing it for muscle growth, or I'm not doing it for, any crazy benefits. I just know that this stack will keep me walking and keep me upright the next day. And I won't have a crazy amount of soreness either if I
Right.
can do this, if I take these consistently. So that's what I'm drinking right now, actually. It's just my little mix.
Nice.
And I highly recommend to anyone listening, go down to your local supplement store. If, of course, do your research first on BCAAs if they're going to be right for you. I'm not a doctor, but the Ghost brand, and Ghost, not a sponsor. They want to sponsor, they can. I absolutely love Ghost brand products. Like the cereal, bro,
Yeah.
the cereal. Have you tried the marshmallow one?
I have not. I have not tried the marshmallow one. But Jay, since you're on it, man,
Delicious.
go ahead and tell them about the protein cereal hack that you learned.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, anyways, but yeah, with the BCAAs, there's a watermelon Sour Patch Kid one.
Yeah.
Mix that with your creatine, sucking it down. It goes so fast. It's delicious. But anyways, the protein cereal hack. This is
Yeah,
like
dude.
this has been my go-to breakfast now for like 3 days. And I'm telling you, it's the only way I hit my protein, and it's the only way I have breakfast now. So I'm gonna put you on right now, put everyone on right now. Go to your local any store. It's gonna be a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Get either a box of the Ghost peanut butter or the Ghost marshmallow cereal. Both are delicious. You're gonna take that. You're gonna get some Fairlife. If you're getting the peanut butter one, get some Fairlife chocolate milk. If you're
Oh
getting the
yeah.
marshmallow one, get some Fairlife or the blue Fairlife one. I think it's 2%. Uh,
Yeah.
and then also get your favorite vanilla protein powder. Or if you want more chocolate, do more chocolate protein powder. I'm a vanilla kind of guy, and I've just been using the Equate brand. I like the store
Yeah.
brands. I like the Target brand, the Market Pantry, and I like the Equate brands. They're good. They're solid. They're cheap. They're all a protein powder is a protein powder. Honestly,
Hmm. Yes. We're gonna cover that.
yeah. And so hitting on that, mix it up in your shaker. Your 240 milliliters of your milk. Shake it up with your one scoop. There you go. That's like 30 something grams of protein right there. Do
Yes.
50 to 100 grams of cereal, which is going to be another 40, like 30 to 60 grams of protein. Now you're right about 80 to 90 grams of protein total for one bowl of cereal.
Yes.
Keeps you full for the morning, gives you a great boost on your protein for the day, keeps you full because, I mean, that's so much protein, and you can eat it any time of day. Sometimes that's my late night snack. If I want some cereal and I'm hungry, and I still need to hit my macros for the day, guess what? Bada bing, bada boom. Cereal. I just copy and paste that shit over every single day almost.
There
Because
you
I'm like,
go.
that's going to be my breakfast. I already know it. And so I just rinse out my shaker cup, keep it right there, keep a bowl out for the next morning. And that's a hack here too, is putting the stuff out that you're going to use the next day, or
Yes.
keeping it accessible. That's a huge part of this, right? Keep it accessible to yourself. Don't hide it. Don't put it up. Put it in plain view right there on the counter. If it clutters the counter and your wife gets mad at you, sorry, I need to keep this right here. Or if I put anything out of sight where I don't immediately see it, then I'm literally gonna forget it even exists,
Right.
right? And
Right.
so that's why I keep it right there. And then this protein cereal is delicious. It's filling, and literally it's like Reese's Puffs with chocolate milk, like I used to eat in elementary school, or it's just like Lucky Charms with regular milk. And but it's like healthy, and I know it's not. I know it's good. So
Yeah, hell yeah, man. So the cereal thing is a total complete hack. It's awesome because it really does help boost your protein, and it could be any time of the day. It could be for breakfast, it could be for a snack, just like you said. And there's multiple flavor options. I want to talk about real quick how you said like, hey, I leave it out that way I see it and I remember to use it. So it's been proven like when we're tired or we're in a calorie deficit, which is what you need in order to lose weight anyways,
hmm
you tend to have a little bit more fatigue behind decision making, right? And when you have more fatigue behind decision making, you tend to choose things that are less healthy for you. By leaving it out where you can see it, you're eliminating the possibility of decision fatigue because it's right there. So you already know this is what I'm going to have. It's the same concept with meal prepping. This is why we encourage our clients to use the meal plan, follow that, and prep 2 to 3 of breakfast, 2 to 3 of lunch, 2 to 3 of dinner that they really like from that menu and just eat them on repeat, just like you're doing with your cereal. You're eating it on repeat throughout the week and you're finding success, right? Eliminating decision fatigue is a big thing. You talked about the protein powder and how like a protein powder is a protein powder is a protein powder. That's 90% true. I think it's like something like 5 or 6 facilities in the US make all the same protein powders for all the
yeah, it's
brands.
all the same. It's just the different flavors and labels that are on the
Names.
front of the jar and how big the container is. Honestly,
Right. And the difference between whey concentrate, whey isolate, and whey hydrolyzed isolate is slim to none. Hey, kitty cat. It's
yeah,
slim to none. It's like a percentage of a difference in bioavailability, percentages of difference in digestibility. That's really the big factor is if your stomach gets upset drinking or eating whey concentrate, then you might have to buy the hydrolyzed isolate. But if your stomach doesn't get upset, then you're fine. All right. There's something else I want to touch on, Jay. So you touched on the fact that you probably judge yourself more harshly than others do, right? So
hmm
that's being your own self critic, um, and I definitely find that to be true for me and for many men who are driven, have been professionals for a long time, who've had a lot of pressures placed on them, is that they tend to be their own worst self critics, right? But and I heard this quote the other day, and it really made me stop and think, right? And it said, if I asked you to name all the things you love, how long would it take for you to name yourself? And so like I thought about that. And I was like, man, that's deep, right? Like
that's real deep. It's
how
real
long
deep.
would it have taken me to name myself?
I probably wouldn't do it.
Well, right, exactly. Like I thought about it, thought about it. It's like I probably would have named 10 or 15 other things before I
Easy.
ran out of ideas. And then I'd be like, yeah, that's about it. And I would never have said myself, right? And so, like, learning to love yourself and learning to do that maintenance and that work on ourselves enables us to be better leaders for our families and to love others more, right? I'm here to say and just to argue for it, like, working on yourself is not selfish, right? Working on yourself is the key to allow you to pour into others, right? Because you can't pour from an empty cup. It's not possible. So, no, I wanted to touch on that because you brought it up, and I definitely find that to be true for a lot of us.
Yeah,
And then one other thing I want to talk about that you covered is like how you're hitting more fats than you were proteins or carbs consistently before you made that shift, and now you're getting on target a little bit better. All right. So what out of the 3 macros, protein, carbs, and fats, which one do you think is the most easily stored as body fat?
pretty sure it's carbs because carbs translate. No,
No, man. So that's a common misconception.
is it?
I'm
Is it not?
glad.
Would it be fats?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
absolutely
fat,
fats.
fat, fat stores fats. I mean,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
trying not to go with the obvious answer there because I'm like, that's
yeah.
too obvious here. But I know carbs also do translate to fats
They
eventually,
do.
somewhere in the process.
They do. They do. And so, but I'm so glad that you said that because that gives us the ability to have this conversation real quick about it. All right. Proteins, carbs, and fats are 3 macros, and the 3 things that we hone and target in on and try to optimize, give people the best possible body composition that we can. Protein is your muscle building bricks, it's your muscle building fibers, right? It's the material, it's the wood to build the house, if you will. Okay. Your carbs are the source of the labor that go into building those muscles, right? So you can have a stack of wood there, but if you don't have any employees to put the house together, it's not going to work. So that's why you need the protein. That's why you need the carbs. And the fats are like the grease or the foundation or the cement, if you will. It's the bottom of the structure, okay? If you think about it, whenever you're building a structure, what do you need the least amount of? Probably that foundation or that concrete or whatever. You need more wood than you do anything else when you go to build that house. And then you need a few employees, right, to put the house together and do the work. So That's how you have to think about your macros whenever you're looking at them, specifically when you're trying to lose weight, right? You're trying to lose weight, not just weight, but lose fat. And so you're going to need more protein than what you normally need because your body's going to be in a deficit anyways. You need some carbs to help build the muscle and help, put the thing together, but you need minimal fats, right? Because your body already has fat on it and it's most easily stored as fat. So that's just something that's important to remember and important to see whenever you're targeting your macros. And that's why you'll hear me and you see me say, now that you're hitting your protein targets, I want you to research 3 different protein sources that you can throw in your backpack and post them in the Facebook group, right? Little things like that. And that's just to help revamp your mindset. Go ahead, Jay. Sorry.
Good. No, I found 2 so far that I really
Okay.
like. Well, I found one. I found one that I like. I haven't found 3 yet because I can't decide what the heck to keep in my car during the days because we're getting hot now. So I'm trying to think of what's something easy. So the first thing that I found, and I really like these, are those little Archer protein snacks, like the meat sticks from Costco. Those are
Yeah.
solid. I think each of them only has like 1 or 2 grams of fat, so those are really easy. Like 6 grams of protein. So a little snack. They're good.
Yeah.
They're tasty. A couple of those. But other than that, I am really trying to find a good protein bar because I really like bars and snacks like that. But I cannot find one that has a decent amount of protein and lower in fat. I feel like they're all 10, 12, 13 grams of fat. And I'm like, I don't have 10 grams, 12 or 13 grams of fat to
Same.
spare for you, little protein bar. You're not worth it to me, kind
Right.
of thing. And so I'm trying to get more creative or find one that only has, but it's so hard to find. Like IQ bars have like 8, and that's the lowest I've been able to find. But I did find these at the gas station, and this is like another random thing to mention here too. At the gas station, I started going to like the granola bar section more, skipping the chip aisle, skipping the candy, looking
Mm-hmm.
at it and be like, oh, that Reese's looks good right now. Oh, what were they? They were, I gotta try to pull them up. Anyways, they're like these little like protein Pop Tart and
Legendaries.
legendary protein Pop Tarts. Yes, I
Yeah.
put one of
They're
those
so
on my log
delicious.
yesterday.
Good.
They're really good, and I
I
think
use
they're
one.
only.
They're only like eight
Go ahead.
grams of fat. They're only like eight grams of fat, I think, for a whole one. And I actually used one when I made my no bake protein cheesecake mix, and then I used that for my topping or to add texture to it because they're so good. They're so flipping good. I think it's only like 8 or 12 grams of
Yeah,
fat
they're.
per legendary Pop Tart. And they're good. They're good cold. They're good hot.
I think it's less.
I think it's less than that.
I want. I
Jay,
think it was less. Maybe it was 8, but
yeah, I think it's 8. Jay, you said
I
you're
don't
looking
remember.
for a good protein bar, right? Looking for a good
Yes.
protein bar. All right, so I'm gonna put you on some game, and I'm not sponsored by them. So if they want to sponsor me, they're more than welcome to because they're my absolute favorite. Bear Bells. Bear Bells protein bars, depending on which one you get, all the chocolate ones are amazing. And it's like 20 grams of protein, 18 to 20 grams of carbs, and like somewhere between 8 to 10 grams of fat. So Bear Bells. Bear Bells protein
Fair
bars.
about.
They're amazing. Yeah, really good. It's one of my personal favorite snacks to have whenever I'm dieted down. Um, Gotta try them, man. And then if you don't mind just a little bit less flavor, a little bit more economical. You can get the pure protein bars that come in like a case at Costco, and those are even a little bit lower. Some like the most of the Bear Bells are 200 calories. Most of the pure protein bars are right around 180.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not worried about the calorie part of it. I'm just worried about the fat.
yeah. Well, those are both low in fat. Both of them are relatively low in fat compared. Because you're right, man. You'll see so many and this is a mistake that a lot of men make because they don't stop to read the back of the label. You will see so many bars that are labeled as protein bars, but then you'll go to look at it and it'll be 15 grams of protein and 12 grams of fat. Or I've seen some where it's 10 grams of protein and 16 grams of fat. I'm like, this isn't a protein bar. This is a
Yeah.
fat bar. Don't lie to me. And then I'll just put it back. Unless I'm at maintenance or if I'm bulking and I need more fats, then I'll go that route.
Yeah. That's a good problem to have. But no, it's the fats are just that's what kills me. Yeah. Okay. So the bear bars are 7 grams of
Yeah,
fat.
there
So
you go.
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Total fat 7 grams. But no, you're right. Like I find myself like digging through the gas station shelves. Like, okay, nope, got to put that one back. Nope, not that one. Not that one. kind of thing because it's like I only get 42 grams of fat a day,
Yeah, right now.
and I'm married to a Latina, right? And so, but it's like everything like I want to try to eat has fat. Everything I want to try to eat has fat. Like I had turkey chili this week that my wife made. It was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
It was like the perfect balance. It was a perfect balance. A little bit cornbread mixed in, but it was I hit it right. There was a little bit of cheese, it wasn't that bad. But it sneaks up on you fast. And just trying to hit like knowing like, okay, I have 42 grams of fat. If I eat this one protein bar, I just took a fourth of my fat for the whole day, which is gonna hurt me at lunch, which is then gonna hurt me at dinner, which is then gonna make me very hungry at night, which is gonna be a problem because then I have access to all my snacks. I have access to my
Yes.
Takis, I have access to my kid snacks,
Yeah.
and I looked at a little pack of fruit snacks today that I picked up to eat, but then I put them
Yeah.
back. 15 grams of carbs in that
Yeah.
little pack of fruit snacks. I
Yeah.
was like, what the heck? 15 grams in this little pack of fruit snacks?
Yeah. But then you got to ask yourself, how much could I eat if I ate strawberries or blueberries or blackberries for 15 grams of carbs? You could probably eat triple the amount that comes in that little package of fruit snacks, triple the amount in berries, and it still just be closer, just over 15 grams of carbs, right?
Yeah, no, 100%.
So,
Yeah, no, fruit is a great way of carbs, and I love fruit. I would go massively over on my carbs if my daily consistency was to eat fruit. I would go, I would blow that out of the water.
yeah, man.
Because one thing I would do before with the cereal is I would eat the same amount, but then I would eat a banana with it.
Yeah.
So then if I was low on carbs, okay, bananas are like a guarantee thing to like help you boost some carbs real quick.
Yeah.
Um, Bananas are so good. Like I love fruit. Fruit I can do all day, every day. So I have to be careful, right? All things in moderation. But no, it's interesting to see like we were at Costco last weekend and just to kind of talk about the habit change. I'm looking at all these different bars, right? I'm looking at you mentioned IQ bars. I don't think I looked at those.
Hmm.
Um, but I looked at the Costco RX bars. I'm like, okay, those are decent, but they taste like crap. Um,
Yes.
they're disgusting. Don't buy Costco branded protein bars. They're disgusting.
Specifically the Costco RX bars. They're horrible. They stick to the foil. Yeah, they're about 10 to 20 calories less than even the pure protein ones, but it's not worth it. Like you might as well just buy the pure protein bars or buy the Bear Bells bars. Don't waste your taste buds, your calories, or your money on Costco RX bars.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
did one time
Costco.
and never again.
Yeah, that's what I told Stacy. I got him once when I was dieted down. I was like, I will finish this box, but I will never buy this brand ever
I
again.
never finished
Like,
in my box. I never finished my box. I think we got them and I think we gave them to someone we know that likes them, or I think I just took them to work and left them in the break room
yeah,
for someone else to be the sucker for.
yeah.
I'm like I will gladly just pass these off to anyone else, but yeah,
Nope.
no, it's interesting to see the changes because now I'm like looking at the labels and I'm like, okay, how many grams of fat per serving? Okay, I could probably make that work. I probably have to do half a serving, which sucks, but that's the worst part. Is then I'll load up food, right? I always load before I eat,
Yeah.
so I always put everything into the app before I eat, and then I see
Yes.
where it leaves me,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, oh, I
You
only
gotta
get
ask
half a
your,
serving of that.
gotta ask yourself, is it worth it or not? You know what I mean?
Well, no, because I
It's
see
like,
that it's gonna put me over, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh, okay, okay,
it's like you have an allowance, but it's on you to be disciplined enough of where you send that allowance every day. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
sometimes I'm left really sad. Or like at a restaurant, it's like they don't have Coke Zero or Pepsi Zero, so I didn't think about diet. I don't really like the diet though, so it's like, well, I guess I'm out of luck there. I guess I'll just have some lemon water, please.
Yeah.
But no, it's good. It's really good, and it's just interesting to be like looking at menus. Like yesterday, I think is a telltale. First time at a new Mexican restaurant that we went to that we haven't been to before, and I will always get the pork carnitas at a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
And I got chicken, and I was low key really sad about it. But at the same time, I hit my nutrition plan yesterday. I still had a really good meal. It was still really filling, but I was sad on the inside. I'm like, I will plan this better next time to be able to get some carnitas here.
Yeah. So, but let's talk about that, man. You still got to eat a meal out. You still
Yep,
got to
100%.
eat a meal out with your wife, enjoy the food, and still hit your nutrition goals, right? So that's huge. I mean, But you know this from the one-on-one coaching, the stuff that we've discussed. Like pork, obviously, is going to be higher in fats than most of your other protein sources. You know
Hmm.
to stick with the lean protein sources where you're trying to cut fat. You talk about the fact that you're at about 42 or so grams of fat limited per day right now. I think it's important to remember too, like this isn't forever. This is just for now while you're trying to lose body fat in this initial phase, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then it will ebb and flow. You'll go through periods where you eat more fats, and then you'll go through periods where you eat less, right? So it will come up and down, kind of like a roller coaster over time as you look at it. And that's important for a couple different reasons. One, whenever you're trying to lose weight and trying to lose fat more specifically, you can trick your body into using the fat that it has on board your body already by eating less fat in your nutrition, in your diet. But you can only do that for so long, and then that's when it becomes time to switch and bring those fats back up slightly in order to allow your hormones to level out, right? Because at some point, your hormones are going to be on overdrive, and your body's just going to stop responding. It's just a fact, right? We're humans; our bodies are extremely adaptive, right? So this is why it's a constant ebb and flow. That's why it's good to have like a plan to follow along with, somebody to help you work through it, things like that. Does that make sense?
absolutely. Yeah, no, and it's great because it takes the thinking out of it.
Yeah.
I don't do the thinking; you do the thinking for me, and
Yeah.
I just plug in my foods and eat.
Remember how we talked like the easiest thing to do is just follow the meal plan and just eat on plan. And then you don't even have to worry about anything. You just fix 2 to 3 of those breakfasts, 2 or 3 of those lunches, 2 or 3 of those dinner, and just eat them on repeat throughout the week like you're doing the protein cereal, right? That's probably the easiest thing to do. However, you also have your targets, and as long as you're just being educated and disciplined about it, you can ebb and flow and hit your targets however you want, as long as you hit your targets. And then, Jay, I just want to extend the olive branch to listeners this time as well. Anybody who messages me on Instagram at MadMaxFitness84 and says, "Hey, I heard you on Jay's podcast. I'm interested in signing up," you will get a 25% discount, aka you'll get 1 month free, and so will Jay. So Jay, if you tell your listeners that you sent them my way and they say, "Hey, I heard you on the Jay's podcast, so Jay sent me your way," they and you will both get 1 month free.
Hell yeah, I love it. All right,
Right
guys.
on,
Well,
man.
that's a wrap. That's a wrap for this update. Update number 5 in the books. Many more to come. Many more to come. Uh, Probably about another 5 to 10 more to come. Easy. See Max a couple more times on here, and we'll just keep the good times rolling. Let's keep the good times rolling. Good times are going. And seeing what happens next. So 6 pounds down. This is the most lost in a week. We'll just keep moving down and keep getting thinner, thinner, skinnier, skinnier. And the more my body eats that fat, the better. My body can eat all the fat it wants until there's none left, and then I'll worry about putting more back on. And then it'll be pork carnitas for weeks on end. And I'll have nothing to worry about. But anyways, Max, I'll let you go. We'll have a great night. To our listeners, to everyone out there listening, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit up Max on Instagram, MadMaxFitness84, MadMaxFitness84. If any of that didn't make sense because of my list, that's fine. It'll be linked in the show notes to his Instagram profile, or you can always go to the Young Dad Pod Instagram page, YOUNGDADPOD. Max is tagged in the bio as well, so you can tag him. You can connect with them directly right there, very easy. So yeah, I guess that's it. So until next time, we'll see you right back here on the podcast.